Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. It is time to talk options. It's always fun. Love talking about freaking options. All right, so again, this is a weekly video where I talk about how I'm doing, how my trades did for the week, and what I got pending into the next week. So let's get to it. But real quick, here's my options watch list. Again, the ones in blue is pretty much what I'm trading now. The ones in gray eventually when I can afford it. But yeah, someone did ask me the other day, what's the obsession with TQQQ and UPRO? And it's a pretty good question because their 30-day IV, especially on UPRO, again, that's 3x the S&P. It's only 33% IV. So even when I can afford it, am I going to be that attracted to their premium? Probably not. So hopefully that becomes a little more volatile in due time. Again, the S&P is pretty stable, and that just shows it, right? TQQQ is a little higher with a 47% IV, but again, for a triple leverage fund, you would expect a little better than that. But again, it was a good question, and I get it. I haven't traded them, and when I did, I'd probably be like, ew, this premium's ugly, and I'd probably go back to the others that I'm using. So anyway, what happened this week? Oh my God, a lot happened. So let's talk about it. So again, the new trades we'll get into in a second, but the trades that were from last week that expired, we'll start with them. TNA, we sold a put that was expiring this Friday, $42 strike price. TNA closed at 53. Again, Trump won. Trump's all about small business. Small business is Russell. Russell went up. Okay? That's as simple as that. So my $42 put expired worthless, which means this morning I got my $4,200 back in the account. Great. Awesome. Let's move on. TSLL, I had a put for $11. TSLL went to the moon because Tesla went to the moon. As you can see, TSLL closed at $19. Ridiculous, I know. So obviously that put expired worthless. I mean, it's an $8 gap. Holy crap. So I got my $1,100 back in the account. Awesome. All right, moving on. SOXL. Again, anything in gray, I'm skipping over because we talked about in the prior show, prior week. SOXL had a put $31 strike price that expired Friday. SOXL also went up, not to the extent of the others, but it closed at $35.41. So obviously that's above my $31 strike price. This also expired worthless. I got my $3,100 in collateral back in the account this morning, and I'm happy. All right, so what else? I had another put on SOXL, this one at 29, so of course that expired worthless. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I did do a buy to close because I did see an opportunity, again, just in case. Turns out I should have left it, but again, whatever. It's all good. I did keep 52% of the premium previously, so I did close that out early on. That was probably, obviously, prior to the election. All right, and I also had another put on TSLL 1050. You can imagine and you can guess, yes, that expired worthless, so I got that money back, the collateral back. All right. And now for this week, I sold a put at $10. Through the election, it was, what did I do? I closed it early too. All right. So again, $10 strike. I closed it. When did I close it? All right. I closed it a day later. So I was able to capture 59% of the premium in one day, which yielded me 478%. So that's why I closed it early. So again, I didn't have to, but I did. All right. So now calls. As you know, I had 700 shares of TSLL, and I love selling calls. So I sold calls over the election, and these are the calls over the election. I did an 1150, I did a 1250, I did a 1350, I did a 12, and a 13, okay? Turns out, well, the 12 and the 13, to be honest, they were last minute. They were like the day before the election. I'm like, what should I do? Should I hold them? Should I hold 400 shares or should I hold 200 shares? I decided to sell calls over the election just in case it went the other way. Because if it went Kamala's way, then I would think Tesla's going to tank because they're going to make Elon's life miserable. So I wanted to cover that downside, right? Because you never know. You just don't know. And me doing that, I kind of screwed myself, but you know what? Whatever, right? I did get capital appreciation because, again, my cost basis was $11.50. So either way, I made premium, which is, again, that's the goal. And I did make capital appreciation still. It turns out, though, Tesla or TSLL did moon. So as you can see, I did sell two calls after the election, both at $16. One expired this Friday, the other expires next Friday, and they're pretty much goners, right? So every single call that I sold is gone. I know I have one expiring next Friday at 16, but that I mean, in reality, that's gone too. So you could just say bye-bye to that. So you can see I have assignment next to all of them except the 16 for next Friday. And it sucks. I lost them as quick as I got them, it seems, but you know what? I don't care. It's all good. I made a lot of premium in the process. So I'm not sad about that. I'm just, again, you can't predict. Don't try to predict the stock market. You're going to be a miserable person. And don't be sad that your shares got called away. You can get them back. You could sell puts and get them back. And I will. Will I sell puts at $19 TSLL? I did not yet. But if it stabilizes next week, I will. So it's coming. And I'll do it. But anyway, all right. So what else happened last week? So we talked about, SOXL. Previously, I did get assigned 100 shares on SOXL. So what did I do? I sold a call at my cost basis, $33 cost basis. Sure enough, it went up. It got assigned. Boom. I did not make any capital appreciation, but that's all good. Look what I made in premium, though, $1 or $100 because it's 100 shares. So awesome. All right. And by the way, that yielded 201%. You could see what I yielded on these calls, by the way, for TSLL. Unbelievable, return. But anyway, so since I knew all my TSLL shares were gone, what did I do? I said, what's red? Is anything red? Anything at all? SOXL was, woohoo! So what I do? I sold two puts. I typically would not sell two puts on SOXL on the same day. But you know what? I'm a greedy bastard. I'm a slight degenerate. So I said, give me the money. So I sold a put at 34. I was like, yeah, that's a safe spot, right? Safe spot. It was 3.76% out of the money. I got $1 per share or $100, and that yielded me 153% on an annualized basis. And then as the day went on, I said, I'll wait till the afternoon. Let's see how SOXL settles. It kind of stayed in the same spot. You could see the stock price at execution. It went from 35.33. It only went down 10 cents. But you know what? I said, screw it. Let's do this. Let's take the risk. I'm going to sell a strike, which was essentially at the money. You could see it's 0.65% out of the money. And I got an even higher premium. I got $1.35 per share or $135 in total. And that yielded me 201%. Now, some of you could say that was dumb. That's super risky. But guess what? If SOXL goes down next week, what am I going to do? I'm going to sell puts. Am I going to get assigned on these? Probably. If it goes down, of course I will. And guess what? I don't care, guys. I don't care. I welcome assignment. The sooner you're okay with either result, the better doing options will be for you. Because if you sell a put and you do not want to get assigned and you're worried, oh my God, I'm going to get assigned, you're going to do a buy to close, you're going to take a loss, and in the end, you're not going to make any premium. But if you sell a contract, you have to be okay with either result. You have to be okay with assignment, early assignment, whatever, and you have to be okay with it expiring worthless. Obviously, you're probably okay with it expiring worthless, but you really, really have to be okay with assignment. And the sooner you accept that, the easier this process is. And I got to tell you, from when I first did options, I did it the wrong way because I never had enough money and I was just forcing shit, just trying to make money. Since I changed to what I do, it's amazing, man. I sleep fine. And so all I have pending is a call on TSLL, which is gone. I know that's gone, so that's fine. And then I have two puts on SOXL. So what's locked up? $6,900. Whoopie freaking do. If SOXL goes down next week, go ahead. I don't really give a crap. Go under 30. I welcome it. Why? Because I trust the market goes down as much as it goes up, right? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So if it goes down below 30, great. Another opportunity to sell more puts, and I'll lower my cost basis. If it goes up, then fine, even better. Then these will expire worthless, and then I'll have to deal I'll have to find another fund to trade. If not, I'll have to sell puts at a higher strike for SOXL, right? Anyway, let's move on. So the update is for November income. I'm at $899. Yeah, and that's it. So let's go to the next tab. I'm doing like a monthly tab. I'll do this every month. So for the month of October, FYI, in total for calls, I made 440. For puts, I made 2,078. Obviously, TSLL brought in most of that money at 1,337 of the 2,518 income. So I'll do that once a month, and I'll provide you the details. All right, so you can see here are the assigned calls in the black column. Obviously, I got assigned first in, first out. So the first ones are going to show a loss because of, again, my original purchase price of TSLL when I started getting assigned early on was 13. Last one was 10. So obviously in due time, I'm going to have a decent profit here. But you can see overall profit loss, if you add them together, I am at $800 in capital appreciation. And if I add this 16 that's probably going to get called next week, that's what, another, that's another $600. So in the end, it's going to be around, $1,400 in capital appreciation on top of all the premium income I made. Obviously, there's no more put parties. So this wheel tab, it's going away. I'm going to create TSLL wheel 4 next week because I'm probably going to end up selling puts on TSLL because I can't help myself. It's my favorite ticker to trade. I know it's dangerous because I know Tesla can go back down as fast as it came up. So I'll have to be careful about it, but we'll see. But obviously, you could see I have been making a lot of money on TSLL. And again, I don't count capital appreciation. I just count the premium income. TNA, the capital appreciation is just a bonus, all right? I don't want to get stuck in that mindset that I'm going to get the most capital appreciation because then I'll lose because I can never time the market, nor do I want to. All right, so nothing on TNA, nothing on BitX, unfortunately. SOXL, so here's the 33. As fast as this wheel opened is as fast as it closed. It got assigned the last week on November 1st. The put got assigned, which means I got 100 shares at 33, and then I sold a call at 33 for the next week, and it's gone. No capital appreciation, which is fine, but again, lots of premium collected in the process. My new SOX wheel, again, no assigned shares yet, but I do have a put party of 2. So I have a 34 and a 35 that expire November 15th of next week, and we'll see how that plays out. Okay, moving on, 2024 tab. Again, this shows how much I made each week. This week, I actually broke my previous week record from October. I made $899 in premium income this week. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Thanks to the calls on TSLL, of course. So I'm not sure if I could beat that this coming week, but hell, you never know, man. You never know. Capital needed for that was 23,032. So it ended up being a weekly yield of 3.9%, which is not that bad. And if I made $899 a week, that would come to an annual income of $46,000. Obviously, I can't retire on that type of money, but, I'm getting closer. All right, last but not least, the hypothetical tab, the retire on options tab. So I'm averaging about 251% on an annualized basis. I did modify that for, again, so my calculation, basically, I use the 365 rule if I'm trading options over the weekend, which means I include weekends. But if I'm trading options during the weeks, which means the execution date and expiration date or early close date happen in the same week, then I do a different calculation based on the 252 days or 251 days that the stock market is open. All right, so I'm comfortable with this average of 251% now. So based on that, I would only need, if I actually earned 251,000, return on all of the money that I have, right? I would only need 89,000 to make 225,000. Obviously, yes, I know that's not realistic. But what am I actually making on my account? As of the last update, I made 79% on my capital, on my total capital. Again, I'm not using all my capital, but this is how much I'm showing that I actually made on the total capital. So based on a 79% yield, I would need $284,000 to make 225. Right now, my account is up to $66,000. So it did go up a lot this week. Obviously, I am nowhere near $284,000, but I will get there. I will get there in due time. And then eventually I can retire. Again, I have dividends too, obviously, but that's included in that number, and that's 79%. But we'll see, man. We'll see how soon I can get there, how soon I can retire, because I'm going to retire on dividends and I'm going to retire on options. So anyway, I think that's it. That's it for the update. I'm doing this in the morning right before my 6:30 a.m. premiere. So hopefully I have time. Actually, let me check my watch. Yeah, I gotta call it. I gotta wrap this up. So if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, we'll try again next week. If you want further information or further discussions, you could join the Discord. There's an options trading group. A lot of smart people, tons of smart people, and very kind people willing to help. So if you're not in that group, you may want to be, especially if you enjoy this video. All right. I just want to say again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy your day. Later.